ridiculous.
When I see a photo of you with your other hair, I just can't believe it.
Yes.
With the hair that you had for the first 27
Madness,
years.
wasn't it? Why did I do that? Why did I have such dull hair?
Are you going to keep it long?
Not this long.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know what happened on Friday. Normally it's quite clear through mine, isn't it? I think.
It's usually pretty good.
Yeah, so I have tested the speakers and the microphone. It said it was all good this morning, so hopefully I will see. Oh, everybody's coming on at the same time. So good morning, Trish. Good morning, Angela, Linda. Hello, Steve. Well,
Good morning.
hello. How is everyone?
Hello, thank you. I'm good, thank you.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. And the sun is shining. How lovely is that?
Yeah.
And it's warm out.
Yes, I know. Yeah, it's lovely. Looking forward to going on a nice walk after this.
I've just had an hour and a half talking to my daughter in Australia, so that's been
wow. Oh, lovely. So, today, similar-ish to last week. So if you have a chair or a stool, something that you can get your feet up on.
Morning.
Good morning, Andrea. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How's your back?
Yes, much better, thank you. Much better. It's still just not 100%, but it's so, and yeah, I can feel that each day it's kind of easing off. I've got much more movement now, so I just need to be careful. But yes. Oh, that was horrible, honestly.
Unbelievable how badly these things affect your life, isn't it? You just can't do.
Oh, I mean, I'm normally very fit and well, and I literally could not move. I couldn't drive. Sitting down was uncomfortable. Lying in bed was the worst. So for the first few nights, until I had the proper medication, I couldn't even sleep.
Yeah.
And pain normally doesn't bother me. You know, it doesn't scare me being in pain. But it was just, it's quite, feel quite vulnerable if you just then can't do anything. It's, But yes, thankfully feeling much, much better now.
Good.
Yes. I think we all might be here. So let me just explain so I think most of you were here last week. It will be similar. I hope that's okay. So we're going to have our chair or our stool that we can get our foot up onto. And then just a cushion for your head and your soft Pilates ball or an additional cushion to go between your knees. Okay. And I'll just double check my list. We've got Andrea and Angela, and we've got Barbara there, and then we're all here. So when you've got all your bits and pieces, good morning, Barbara. How are you? You okay, Barbara? Yeah? You can just give me a thumbs up. Good. Okay. So this is going to be similar to last week. So hopefully everyone felt okay after last week. I'm just going to pop you all on mute. If anybody needs to speak to me or tell me anything, please feel free to unmute yourself. So is there anything I need to know before we start? Oh, Linda, sorry, I just muted you.
I'm a lot, my wrists and my shoulders are a lot better, but there might be a point when I just have to stop doing it if we're too long on our hands and knees.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. There will be a little bit where we're on our hands and knees, but actually for a part of it, I think we're going to come down onto our forearms. But at any point, if you need to stop, that's absolutely fine. I know why. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I'm glad it's feeling better though. Brilliant. Right. Okay. And then we'll give our feet kind of a roll out to begin with. Lovely. So just working down through the arch. And remembering to breathe whilst you do this. As any tightness or tension that we have further up in the body, you can get further down into the feet as well. And that will then affect everything else that you do, whether you're doing it in standing or even when you're lying on the mat. So making sure that you work all the way across the arch and breathing as you do this. So yeah, similar to last week, we're going to be using our chair or stool as a sort of prop. We're going to do a few exercises focusing on stabilising and engaging the core, but then doing some work to mobilise through the ankles. Then we're going to use it to do some work to mobilise through the thoracic spine, the upper spine and the shoulders. And then we'll come down onto the mat afterwards. So we're not going to be sitting on the stool, we're using it as a prop. Okay. So if you've worked all the way across the arch of that foot, let's change over and do the other side. Okay. Nice long lines, all the way from the toes down through the arch to the heel. Coming back up, just doing a few in each section. You've got that inner section working from the big toe down to the heel. Got that middle section working from the middle part of the foot, so that second and third toe. And then you've got the outer section when you come across to that little toe, the toe beside it, and then working down from there. So we'll do a last couple here. Lovely, good. Okay, and then let's pop those balls off to the side. We're sort of done with those for today. So let me just change the position of my mat. We're going to stand in front of our chair or our stool. Okay, just enough space. So we're not going to come to it yet, but so that when you come to pop your foot up on top, you've got the sort of the knee above the ankle and things. Okay, and then come back to parallel stance. And let's just think about our standing posture for a moment. So make sure that the feet are about hip distance apart. Think about those 3 points of the feet. So you've got the ball of the big toe, you have the ball of the little toe, and then that center point in the heel, and the weight should be nice and evenly distributed through all of those points. Okay, let's just come up to the pelvis and do a few little pelvic tilts. Just feeling how the pelvis is sitting, and then we're going to sort of settle into that midway position, that neutral spine. Think about standing tall and think about gently drawing those abdominal muscles in. So we want to stay nice and stable in this area. Okay, and then when you're ready, we're going to take our right foot, we're just going to pop. So lift the foot up, we're going to take it back down, get this one going into the mat as you then take the left foot up. So just nice and slow and controlled, one side and the other. The whole time you're standing tall. If you do need to hold on to something, that's fine. But you're trying to keep that lower part of the spine really nice and still and stable. So you're drawing those core muscles in, okay? So we shouldn't really be moving too much. The pelvis is staying nice and stable, and the movement is really coming from the legs and that hip joint. So those core muscles should be working to keep that lumbar spine nice and stable. Good. So let's go for 8. Standing tall the whole time. 7, 6, and 5, 4, and 3, 2, and let's keep this left foot up. Let's all have our left foot up. So that knee should be above the ankle. You should still have that hip distance. So think about gently pressing both feet down. So you've got the left foot gently pressing into the chair or your stool, right foot pressing into the mat, and then from here, we're just going to start and think about just keep drawing those abdominal muscles in. So we're still keeping that spine in a nice neutral position. And you're just going to start to come forward, okay? So bending that left knee, flexing into the ankle joint, and you just go as far as is comfortable with this. This is a really good way to mobilize through the ankle joint. They can often become quite stiff and restricted, and if they do, that will refer up and cause issues into the knee, and then sometimes further up into the hip. So it's nice to mobilise through the ankle joint. This is a good way to do it. We can make sure that our knee is tracking correctly. Good. And let's add in some arms here. So as you come forward, we can take the arms up and then you can press the arms down. So breathing in and out. The whole time you're drawing those abdominal muscles in and both feet are gently pressing down. So breathing in and out. Let's go for 6 and 5. Good. For 4 and 3. Last 2 and last one here. Stand tall. Take that left foot down and let's change over. Let's take the right foot up. So keeping that hip distance. So when you're ready, think about gently pressing that right foot down into your chair, left foot into the ground, drawing the tummy muscles in, and then start to come forward. Good. In and out. And let's add in some arms. So you take the arms to the level that suits you. If you just want to take them to shoulder height, that's fine. If it feels comfortable to bring them up a little bit higher, you can. You do what feels right for you. Good. But keep that drawing in of those tummy muscles. So we're mobilizing through the ankle, the knee, we're getting into the hip joint as well. But the spine is staying nice and still. Inhale and exhale to push back. Okay, we'll go for 6 more. For 6 and 5. Good. For 4 and 3. Last 2. Lovely. Last one here. And then take this right foot down. We're going to swap over again. Take your left foot back up again. Okay? Take a moment, okay? Have the feet gently pressing down, standing tall. Let's take the hands behind the head. We're going to start to rotate into the upper spine. So keeping the hips facing forward, you're going to take a breath in as you rotate round to that left side. That right foot's pressing into the mat. As you breathe out, come back to the center. In, to rotate to that left side. Out, to come back to the center. Keep the elbows out. Keep the elbows just in your peripheral vision, okay? But don't take that right elbow in further. Keep it in your peripheral vision. You're kind of moving from the ribs and that middle part of the spine. Let's go for 4 more. And 3. Lovely. Last 2. Inhale to rotate round. Exhale to come back to the center. Last one here. Now stay here with this left foot up. Keep the hands where they are. And just stay nice and tall. Can you press the ball of the right foot into the mat as you lift the heel up and down. So try and come straight up and down. Okay, so you feel this in those calf muscles. Straight up and down. Good. Let's go for 8 and 7. For 6 and 5. Remember to breathe for 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Well done. Take the hands down. Get that left foot down. You can give the circles a bit of a roll. You can give the legs a bit of a shake. Whatever feels good, because we've got to do that other side. Oh, I'm on that, right. So let's carefully bring our right foot onto our chair. So making sure that we're keeping that hip distance. Okay, so take a moment. Knee above the ankle. Make it nice and sort of energetic. So gently press the feet down. So you should just feel yourself growing taller, drawing those abdominal muscles in. Okay, hands behind the head. Have the elbows, I like them between your chest lifts, so you can just see them at the sides of the eyes. Keep the elbows here. Take it in to lift and rotate to the right. And exhale to come back. Good. Inhale to come round. Lovely. Exhale to come back. Think about lifting and rotating from the ribs. And then exhale to come back. That left foot is gently pressing into the mat. You can feel those muscles on that side engaged to bring you back round. Let's go for 4 more. Good. 3. Excellent. 2 more. And then last one here. Let's stay facing the front, and then let's have the ball of the left foot pressing in as the heel comes up slightly. Start off small and back down. Okay, so start off with a little movement. See how it feels. If you can, then gradually take it up a little higher, but do what feels right for you. But rather than just lifting the heel, think about the ball of the foot going down into the mat, coming straight up. Okay, we'll try and go for 8 more, and 7, for 6, and 5, good, for 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant, well done. Bring the arms down and step down. Good, excellent. Okay, so we are carefully going to come down to kneel in front of our stools, and we're going to do a bit of work to sort of release off into that thoracic spine and the shoulders. So kneeling reasonably far away, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be resting the forearm on the stool, okay? And then make sure that in this position, do a couple of little pelvic tilts. Find that neutral spine, draw those tummy muscles in, because we don't want to be arching into the low back. You get a nice stretch through the shoulders. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, you're going to just think about taking the hips back towards the heels. You won't be able to sit back on the heels. You won't get that far, but just feel that stretch through the upper back and the shoulders. And as you breathe in, just lift up a little bit, come out of it. As you breathe out, the pelvis goes towards the heels. You get that stretch in the upper part of the spine and the shoulders. And then breathing in, just lift up slightly. So we're just going to do a few of these. It should feel like a nice, comfortable stretch. This is a great way to just really stretch into that upper part of the spine, the shoulders, area that often gets really stiff and tight. Use the breath. Breathing in to come up, and then out to sit back. Just going to do a few more of these, nice and slow and controlled. Good. Let's go for 3 more. And then 2, breathing in to come up, breathing out to take the hips back towards the heels, nice and slowly. Pause for a moment. Last one, breathing in to come up, and as you breathe out, sitting back towards the heels. Okay, carefully come back up. And you're going to bring yourself a little bit closer in towards your chair. So you're kneeling in front of it, hips above the knees now, okay? Rest your hands on top, take your left foot up. So you're in that sort of half kneeling type position, okay? And again, let's do a few little pelvic tilts. Find that neutral spine, draw those tummy muscles in. Think about kneeling tall, hands on front. So you're going to keep your right hand on your chair, your right hand on your right knee gently pressing down. Take the left hand forward. Okay, so nice and slow and controlled with this. Reach it forward, and it's going to come up. As it comes up, the head follows. You see the right hand and the right knee are pressing down. Reaching up towards the ceiling, start to open up across the front of the chest. The arm comes up and back. The head follows, nice and slow and controlled, and then bring it all the way down and back to the front. Okay, so really nice and slow and controlled, reaching forward, and then start to reach up, the head follows. But that right hand is gently pressing down, the right knee is pressing down, so that the pelvis stays facing forward. Again, we're rotating into the upper part of the spine and the shoulder. Reaching up and back, nice and slowly. We're just going to do 2 more, okay? So we're going to reach forward, we're going to reach up, the head follows, you're looking at the fingers. Right knee gently pressing down, just feeling a nice stretch, opening out across the front of the chest, into the shoulder. We're just going to do 1 more here. So you're reaching for something that you can't quite get to, reach up towards the ceiling, bringing it back, and then back down, and back towards the front. Let's change over. So bring that hand down, swap the knees over. This is the last thing that we'll do on our knees. Well, for just now. So you've got that right knee above the ankle. Okay, again, just think about growing tall, gently drawing those tummy muscles in. Keep the left hand down. Bring that right hand to the front. Reaching forward. Arm should be nice and straight. As it comes up, the eyes follow. Okay, gently pressing down on that left hand and that left knee. Take it all the way up and back as far as you can. And then take it back down again. And back to the front. Remember to breathe. Make sure you're not holding your breath. You can breathe as you wish. Just make sure you're not holding your breath at all. Good. Excellent. So we're reaching forward. As you reach up, look to the fingers. Open up across the front of the chest. And then take it back down. We're going to do 2 more. So keep gently pressing down with that left hand. With that left knee, think about growing tall. You're drawing the tummy muscles in, and then the head is following the right hand, opening out across the front of the chest, mobilizing into this thoracic area. Last one. Good. Last one here. Good, lovely. Come back to the front, pop that hand down, and then carefully bring yourself back up to a standing position. Just a little bit more using the chair as a prop. So, again, we're going to stand in front of it. I'd like you to come down and rest your hands on top of the chair. Okay, have the fingers spread and have the shoulders above the wrists. Okay, and let's straighten the arms. So let's have the fingers spread and let's push up into the shoulder joint so the arms are nice and straight. Let the head and the neck just relax. Okay, so try and keep the head nice and relaxed. And from here, you might need to just step back slightly into a position, because what we're going to do is we're going to just come up onto the balls of the feet and back down. But the shoulders stay above the wrists, so it's the legs and the hips that are moving now. Okay, but the head is just down, nice and relaxed, and you raise the heels up, the hips lift up and come back down. So as you do, the hips lift up, so the arms stay straight. Good. The head is nice and relaxed. Okay, let's go for 4 and 3. So the arms and the shoulders staying still. For 2, let's stay up now. Keep the heels up. So you're up on the balls of the feet. The arms are still going to stay still, but you're just going to bend the knees slightly. So the pelvis comes down, and then you're going to straighten. Keeping the heels up, bend the knees, and then straighten. So a little bend of the knees, and then we straighten up. Let's go for 6 and 5. Good, for 4. Lovely, and 3. Last 2. Relax, 1 here, bring the heels down, bend the knees, and then release up the hands and carefully roll up and just give the shoulders a bit of a roll. Good. Fantastic. Right, let's pop the chairs out of the way. So we are going to come down onto our hands and knees. Linda, you might not want to do this next one. So are you okay in your hands and knees for a moment? You might want to just do a little cat-cow, Linda, yeah? The rest of us come into our quadruped position. So we've got the hands onto the shoulders, knees under the hips. Okay. Make sure that the shoulders are away from the ears and that your head's in a nice neutral position. So like when you were just leaning on the stool there, let's straighten the arms and push up into the shoulder joints. Okay, draw the tummy muscles in. We're going to do our scapula press. So we're going to drop the chest down, keeping the shoulder and the arms straight, and then we're going to push back up. So we're going to drop down. As you drop down, the shoulder blades come together at the back, and then as you push up, they come apart. Okay. Everything else stays nice and still. So there's no bending, curling of the spine. It's staying in a nice neutral position. Let's just go for 4 more. And 3. For 2. Last one here, stay pushing up into the shoulder joint. Last little thing here, we're going to do a few tricep push-ups. So we're going to just rotate the arm so the crease of the arm comes towards the front. And then you're going to bend the elbow so the head comes down between the fingers, and then you're going to push back up again. You should feel this at the back of the upper arm and that tricep muscle. Breathing in, come down. As you breathe out, push up. The hips stay above the knees. What we don't want to do is come down and take the hips back. So it doesn't matter how far you come down, but that head is aiming to come down between the fingers, whether you just come a couple of inches or whether you come near the mat, it doesn't matter, but keep the hips above the knees. Breathing in and out. Okay, let's go for 5 more. Good, and 3. Excellent, good. Last 2. Good. Last one here, and then carefully sit back. Take the weight off of the wrist and just relax there and have a few breaths. Nice big breaths. Feel the breath going into the back of the ribs. Good. Okay, so we're going to come forward again. We're going to come down onto our forearms this time. Okay? Come down onto your forearms. You can put the hands together. Just make sure that you're still kind of pushing up into the shoulder joints. You're not kind of collapsing into the shoulders. Gently press through the elbows, push up into the shoulder joints. Okay? Make sure you're drawing those tummy muscles up. Right, from here, let's take our right leg. We're going to slide the right leg away from us as far as we possibly can. And then we're going to use that buttock muscle to lift it up. And then we're going to lower and lift. Lower, that's it, and lift. Now, if for any reason you're not comfortable on your elbows and you'd rather be on your hands, you can come back up onto your hands, okay? But you should feel that it's that glute muscle, that right glute muscle is lifting the leg up. Keep the drawing in of the tummy muscles. We don't want any arching of the spine. Let's go for 5, and 4, for 3, 2, last one, hold it here. Okay, let's bend the knee and flex the foot. So the knee's bent at 90 and the sole of the foot should be towards the ceiling. Slowly bring the knee down, and then you're going to keep the knee bent. You're going to push the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling without arching the back, so nice and slow and controlled. So again, you should feel that glute muscle activating. Breathing in to take the knee down, and out to push that foot up. In and out. 5 more like this, rest before if you need to. Good. And 4. Lovely. For 3. Out through the mouth to push it up. Last 2. And last one here. Hold it here. We've got one more exercise. Reach the leg out long again. Okay, keep that drawing up of those tummy muscles. You're going to take the leg over. You're going to tap it down to the left side. And then you're going to arc it over in a semicircle and tap it to the right. Taking it up, tapping to the left. And then tapping to the right. Okay, everything else staying as still as possible, just this leg moving. Remembering to breathe. Okay, let's go for 5. And 4. Just 3 more of these. Then we'll have a little rest before we do the other side. Last 2. Good. Last one here. Take it up carefully, take this knee back in and push yourself back. Sit back and have a rest. Just a nice big breath there. And then when you're ready, we're going to come in and we're going to come back up and do the other side. Okay? So, back into position again. Again, making sure you're pushing up into the shoulder joints. Drawing those tummy muscles up. Okay, keeping the head and neck in a nice neutral position. Reach that left leg long until you can't reach it any further. Use that buttock muscle to lift it up. Going to lower and lift. Lower and lift. Good. Without arching into the low back. Good. Okay, let's go for 6 and 5. Lovely. For 4. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. So bend that knee to 90 degrees. Flex your foot. You've got the sole of the foot towards the ceiling. Slowly take the knee back down and then slowly push it up without arching the low back. You feel that left glute muscle really working now. Breathe in as the knee comes down and out as you push it back up again. 6 more of these. Good. Lovely. And 5. Trying to keep everything else really still and stable. For 4, so nice and controlled. Good. And 3. Lovely. Keep the head nice and still. Last 2. And let's hold this last one up, please. You should really feel that left glute muscle, the sole of the foot, gently pressing up towards the ceiling. Reach the leg out long again. Reach it out nice and long. You're going to take it across, tap it down to the right side. Lovely. Arc it forward in a semicircle, tap it down to the left. Good. Lovely. Remember to breathe. So trying to avoid too much rocking of the pelvis. It's all those hip and those glute muscles that are working. Brilliant. Excellent. Okay. Very good. Let's go for 4 more. Nearly done. And 3. Good. Just 2 more. And last one there. Carefully take that knee in. And then last time, let's just sit back. Take the knees out a bit wider. Do whatever feels good for you. Sit back. Have a few breaths here. Okay. And then we've just got a nice little stretch to do. So come back up into your quadruped position. Come back up onto your hands and knees. So let's take the right knee and cross it behind the left. Okay, and then bring it back down again. And then in this position, you're going to do a few just little cat stretches. So draw the tummy muscles up as the tailbone comes down and the head comes down. And then come into that bit of extension as you lift the tailbone in the head, feeling a really nice stretch into that left glute muscle. Come into your cat stretch, draw the tummy muscles up, drop the head and the tailbone. In, lift the head and the tailbone. And then one last time here, as you breathe out, come up into that cat stretch, you drop the tailbone and the head. And then breathing in, come into that extension. Let's just hold it here for a couple of breaths. So the pelvis is tilted up, the head is up slightly, feeling a nice stretch into that left glute muscle. Breathe into it. Nice big breaths. Come back to that neutral spine. Arm across the legs, and let's do the same at the other side. So that left knee crosses behind the right. Okay, start to do a little cat stretch. So pressing through the spine, and then gently extending, feeling that stretch into the right side now. Flexing through the spine as you breathe out, breathing in to take it into that little extension. One more here. As you breathe out, draw the tummy muscles up as you drop the tailbone and drop the head. Breathing in, coming into that bit of extension. That tailbone is lifted. Hold it here. Have a few breaths. Feeling a nice stretch into all around the right hip, right glute muscle. Nice big breaths. And then uncross the legs and come off the hands. Just give the wrists a little bit of a circle. Good. Well done. Right. We're going to come to lie down now. So if you can grab your soft ball or a cushion, you can have a cushion for your head as well. And then carefully come to lie down on your back in your semi-supine position with your soft ball or your cushion. So take a moment when you're down there just to check your positioning. So as in standing, the feet should be parallel. Okay, the weight should be nice and evenly distributed in the feet. Feel the back of the pelvis relaxing into the mat. Back of the shoulders, the head and the neck should be nice and relaxed. And then when you're ready, let's just do a few little pelvic tilts again. Okay, so just stretching out through that lower part of the spine. Back pelvis, you can flex it, feeling the low back come down. And then take it back the other way into a gentle extension. Just do a couple more of these. And then settle into that midway position again, that neutral spine. So we want to keep that spine in neutral now, okay? So we want to keep it nice and still and stable here. Start to think about your breathing. So you can pop your hands over the ribs and the belly if you would like to. Breathing it fill up as you breathe in. Breathing out through the mouth, getting all of the air out. Again, allowing the belly to fill up. You can feel the ribs move as you breathe in. And as you breathe out through the mouth, start to get that gentle drawing in of those abdominal muscles. Releasing off as you breathe in. Breathing out through the mouth, getting all of the air out. Getting that gentle drawing in of those muscles. Gently squeezing your ball. Again, releasing off with the in-breath. As you breathe out, just think about all of those abdominal muscles coming in and down towards the center. As you breathe all of the air out, you gently squeeze and then release off. Take the arms wide. This time, as you breathe out, you're going to bring the hands up above you and then breathing in to open wide. Each time you breathe out, can you just draw those muscles in that little bit further? Gently squeezing. Just release off a little bit now as you breathe in to open wide. As you breathe out, engaging, squeezing. 2 more of these. Inhale to open wide. Breathing out to bring the palms up above you. Breathing in to open wide. As you breathe out, engaging those muscles, gently squeezing. Let's keep the palms here. We're going to do a windmill arm. So this time we're going to take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, right arm comes overhead, left hand goes towards the feet as you engage. Breathing in to come back to the center. Next out breath, left arm goes overhead, right arm towards the feet as you engage the squeeze. Breathing in to come back. 4 more of these. So for 4, nice and slow control, bring back on the in-breath. And then for 3, reaching the arms, one reaches overhead, the other reaches towards the feet. 1 more to each side, so we're still engaging and squeezing as we reach the arms, coming back on the in-breath, engaging the squeezing as we reach, and then coming back on the in-breath. Good. From here, take the hands down behind the head, get a little bit of length at the back of the neck, and as when we were in standing, you're going to have your elbows in your peripheral vision, they're going to stay there. So we're keeping our lumbar spine in neutral. We're going to do a few simple chest lifts. Taking a breath in. As you breathe out, before you move, engage and gently squeeze, then curl up. Okay, and then come back down. As you exhale, we're engaging, we're activating those muscles first, and then we're curling up. And the back of the head is resting into the hands, trying to keep the head and the neck as relaxed as possible. Engaging and squeezing, curling up. Good, coming back down on the in-breath. We'll do 2 more like this, and then we're just going to add on to it a little bit. You know, you can take a rest whenever you need to. So after this next one, we're going to add on to it. Okay, so as we breathe out, we engage and squeeze. We curl up. Let's just stay here. Breathe in, keep the head up. Next out breath, can you bring those elbows up a little bit more? And then come back down. As you exhale. Engaging and then moving. Just staying here for your in-breath. Next out-breath, can you come up just a little bit more and then coming back down. More of these. So as you exhale, engage first. You're gently squeezing as you curl up. Let the head rest into the hands as you breathe in. Next out-breath, can you just engage a little bit more, come up a fraction more, and then come back down. We're going to do 4 more of these, okay? So curling up. Pausing for your in-breath, coming up a little bit more in the next out-breath, and then relaxing back down. 3 more. As you exhale, engaging, curling up. Pausing for that in-breath. Next out-breath, engaging and squeezing. A fraction more. Back down. 2 more. Good. Pausing for that in-breath. Next out-breath, can you just bring those elbows up a little bit more? Back on the in-breath. This is the last one. curling up, pausing for the in-breath. Next out breath, can you come up just a little bit more? And then come back down again. Brilliant. Well done. Right, take your arms down. Let's bring the arms wide, okay? Bring your feet together, but keep your ball between your knees. We're going to do a few little hip rolls. So let's breathe in and bring the knees over to the right side. And then with the out breath, you're going to engage and squeeze. You're going to come back up to the center. Next in breath, over to the left side. Good. As you exhale, we're engaging and we're coming back up towards the center. A few more like this. So you just go as far as feels good for you today. Coming back on the out breath, trying to keep the shoulder blades down and connect with the mat. Okay. Good. We're going to do 4 more of these. So really strong, slow and controlled. Breathing in as you go to the side. Breathing out through the mouth as you engage. Think about that left side of the ribcage coming back down towards the mat to anchor you down. Inhale, take the knees to the left. As you exhale, you're engaging. You're sending that right side of the ribcage back down towards the mat. 1 more to each side. Breathing in to bring the knees to the right side, sorry. As you breathe out, engage, gently squeeze. Those left ribs coming back down towards the mat. And then last one here, inhale to take the knees to the left. As you exhale, engage a bit. Think about sending that right side of the ribcage back down towards the mat. Okay, good. Let's carefully bring the knees in towards the chest. Okay, bring them in. And as you breathe in, just take them away a little bit. As you breathe out, take them in a little bit closer. Breathing in to take them away. Last one, as you breathe out, take them in a little bit closer. And breathing in to take them away. And let's just push our legs away so we take them into that tabletop position now. Okay, if for any reason you feel the low back kicking in a little bit, take your knees in a little bit closer. We're going to do the same. We're going to do our hip rolls with our legs up. If you're able to take your arms into this bow pose position, do. Otherwise, just keep them wide, okay? And so we're keeping those shoulder blades down and connected. We've got the feet together. So let's breathe in. Let's go to that right side. As you breathe out, engaging, coming back to the center. Next, in breath going to the left side. Same, as you breathe out, you're engaging, you're squeezing, you're sending that right rib cage back down towards the mat. Inhale to bring the legs to the right. And then exhale to engage and come back to the center. Inhale to go to the left. Exhale to engage and come back to the center. We're going to do 4 more, okay? So you just go as far as suits you. Rather make it a smaller controlled movement than try and move too far and find that the shoulders are starting to lift up and you're losing that sort of control from the center. Engage, come back. 1 more. So let's inhale to float the legs over to the right side. As you exhale, let's engage and squeeze. By sending that left rib cage back down towards the mat. Last one here. Inhale to take the knees to the left. And breathe out, we're engaging and squeezing. We're coming back to the center. Again, if you want to just have the knees in for a moment. Do a bit of a rock side to side this time. Just massage out that lower back area. Good. And then when you're ready, keep your ball weight it is, but pop your feet back down onto the mat. Bring your feet back to parallel. And let's just do another few little pelvic tilts. Again, we want to find that neutral spine. We're going to keep the spine in neutral. You have the right hand down by your side, left hand behind the head. Have that left elbow up and your peripheral vision. We're going to take it into some oblique curl ups. So we're going to take a breath in. Again, as you breathe out first, you're going to engage. You're going to gently squeeze and you're going to bring that left shoulder towards the right hip and then come back down on the breath. As you exhale, back towards that right hip. Good. Back down on the hip. As you exhale, you engage, you gently squeeze as you come up and then coming back down on the in-breath. Good. Let's go for 6 more at this side. Good. And 5, engage and squeeze, then come up. Slow and controlled, good. For 4. Back back down with the in-breath. 3 more to this side. And you come just slightly further maybe. Last 2. Good. And then last one here. Come back down. Let's swap the hands over. So reach that left arm out to the side, take the right hand behind the head. Have the elbow in your peripheral vision. Keep the elbow there. So don't pull the elbow forward. Think about bringing the shoulder towards the hip. So let's take a breath in. Again, as you exhale, make sure you're engaging first, gently squeezing then, and way towards that breath. Back down with the breath. As you exhale, engaging first, then curling up. Good. Back down on the breath. Nice and slow and controlled. Nice flowing movements. Okay, let's see if we can do 8 more here. So for 8, back with the in-breath. And 7, engaging and squeezing. Back with the in-breath. 6 more. For 6. Good. And 5. Just 4 more as you exhale. First engage and squeeze, then come up. That right shoulder going towards the left hip. And then last 3. Good. Last 2. And then the last one here. And rest back down. Brilliant, well done. Right, let's pop the balls off to the side. Okay, let's take our left leg and cross it over the right leg. But the legs crossed, you're closing that gap, keep the arms quite wide. And let's take a breath in as the knees come down towards the right side. And as you breathe out, bring them back up towards the center. Breathing in, taking the knees back down towards the right side. Out, back up to the center. 2 more of these. Breathing in to take the knees down to the right. So if you've got any stiffness in the low back, you might find that you can gradually get a little bit further each time. Back up to the center. We're going to hold it this time. We're going to take the knees down to the right side. You're just going to hold it there and breathe into it. And just let the weight stretch it down. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. You might find with each breath that it can just stretch down that little bit more. Just stretching into the back, to the hip, into the back of the pelvis. Last breath here. Good. Carefully come back to the center, and let's change over. So, put the left foot down, cross the right leg over the left. Breathing in, take the knees over to the left side, As you breathe out, come back up to the center. So as you're breathing in, it's almost like that left knee is bringing that right leg over. And then as you breathe out, come back to the center, it's like the right leg is sort of bringing that left knee up again. 2 more. In to go to the side. Out, come back to the center. We're going to hold this last one. Breathing in, taking the knees down to that left side. And let it just relax there. Just breathe into it. Just let gravity come into play. Just let it stretch down with each breath. So again, we're just stretching into that low back area, into the hip, into the back of the pelvis. Last couple of breaths here. And then carefully come back to the center and pop that right foot back onto the mat. Right, let's turn on to our sides now. Go around a little bit. Good. So, lie on your side, get yourself nice and comfortable. So, just have the head and the neck nice and comfortable. So, whether it's on your arm or whether it's on a cushion, if you need to have the hand in front, that's fine. Okay, so we're starting with both knees bent. Just make sure that we're drawing those tummy muscles up. So, take a breath in. As you breathe out, think about drawing the tummy muscles up and back towards the spine. Let's try and keep a gentle drawing in of those tummy muscles as we continue to breathe. Okay, let's lift the top leg up to about hip height and reach it long. Okay, so from here, let's rotate the leg in slightly so you've got that toe pointing down, and let's just lift and lower. So lifting, good. Let's go for 8, please. And 7, good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's hold this last one up here. So maybe reaching that leg long. Okay, reaching that foot away. Let's do 8 small movements for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, take the knee in towards the chest. Reach the leg out to the front. Then bend the knee and then press the foot back. Keep joining of the tummy muscle. So we don't want to be arching into the back. Knee comes in, stretch it to the front, bend it back in and press the foot back. So you're pushing something away from you. Good. Press it to the front and then pressing back. 4 more of these. Good. Pushing it back. And 3. Push it back. Good. Last 2. Good. And last one here. Press it to the front. And then press it back. Hold it here. This is the last thing. Let's softly point the toe. Think about really reaching that leg long at that length from the waist. Little circles forward. Let's go for 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Changing my back in the other direction for 4 and 3, 2 and 1, and rest down. Good, excellent. Okay. So let's bring the knees in a little bit closer. Before we come on to the other side, rest your head onto your cushion and have your hands in front. Reach forward, take a breath in, and let's reach up and over towards the back. The head follows, just going as far as is comfortable. Good. And then from here, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, take the hand back in towards the chest and back across the front. Just 2 more of these. So breathing in to reach forward, and then as you breathe out, reach up and over. The head follows. As you open up across the front of the chest, take a breath in as you pause here. And then bend the elbow, take that hand back across the front. That's one. Breathing in, and then out to reach up and over. Pausing here, having a breath in. And as you breathe out, bring that hand back in, and then back across the front to the start position. Good. Okay, carefully push yourself up. And let's change over and do the other side. Okay, so start off with good knees bent, and the head of the neck nice and comfortable. Good. Okay, so let's think about engaging these muscles first. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, think about bringing those muscles up and back towards the spine. Keep that drawing up of those tummy muscles. You should be able to slip a few fingers underneath that lower waist, okay? So keep that drawing in of those tummy muscles. Lift the top leg up and reach it away. Getting that length in the waist. Rotate the leg in slightly. And then from here, we're going to lift up and lower down. Lifting and lowering. Remember to breathe. Good. Out as you lift up and into lower. Let's go for 8 and 7, 6 and 5, for 4, good, and 3, 2. Let's hold this last one up here. So that leg is reaching away. Okay, 8 small movements for 8, 7, keep breathing, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Let's bring that knee in towards the chest. Bring the leg to the front. Bend the knee in. Keep the drawing in of the tummy muscles as you just press the leg back slightly. Taking the knee in. And then stretching it to the front. So feeling that stretch down the back of the leg. Taking it back in. And then pressing that foot away. A few more like this. Nice and controlled. Keeping the leg at about hip height the whole time. Pressing away. Good. Knee comes in. Stretch to the front. Take it in. And press behind. Good. We're going to go for 3 more of these. So for 3, and press behind. For 2, stretch to the front, and press behind. And then last one here. I'm clicking and cracking here. Right, stretch that leg away. Okay, softly point the toe. Reach it away a little bit further, and then let's do a little circles forward. Let's go for 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Pause. Let's take it back in the other direction. 4, 3, 2 and 1. And now rest down. Good. Well done. Bring the knees in a little bit closer. Rest your head onto your cushion and take the hands to the front. Okay. Let's take a breath in. As you reach forward, as you breathe out, reach forward and up and over. Try and keep the knees together. Okay, so you just move, open up as far as is comfortable, but pause here, take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, take the hand in and across the front of the chest. Straight into it, breathing in to reach forward, and out to reach up and over. Good. Pause in here, breathing in. As you breathe out, take the hand back across the front of the chest. 2 more. In to reach forward and out to reach up and over. Good. Opening up across the front. You might find you get just a little bit further each time. Take that breath in. And then take that hand in and across the front of the chest. Last one here. Breathing in to reach forward and out to reach up and over. Opening out across the front of the chest here. Pause here, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, take that hand back across the front. The chest back to the start position. Good. Okay, so from here, let's go onto our backs actually. We won't go back onto our hands. We can come onto our backs. Okay. Keep your head rested on your cushion. A few more minutes so we can do a little bit more work for those abdominal muscles. So let's make sure that you've got that neutral spine. Do a couple of little pelvic tilts, okay? And then keep the spine in neutral. You're going to use the out breath to engage this muscle. So breathing in as you exhale, you're going to float the legs to the top. Back down on the in breath. Next out breath, float the other leg. Engaging this muscle and floating the leg. Okay. As you exhale, float that leg up. And take it back on the in breath. Next out breath, float the other leg. Good. This time, you're going to take this leg up, you're going to keep it here, and then you're going to take the other leg up. We're going to take it into our toe taps. So we're trying to stay in neutral if we can. If you start to feel the low back tense up at all, just bring the knees in a little bit closer. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, dip that toe down towards the floor, back on the in breath. Next out breath, dip the other toe down. So you don't have to go all the way to the floor. You can go halfway if you want to. It's much better to keep this a controlled movement. So we want to keep the control coming from the abdominal muscles. We don't want to feel those low back muscles kick in. Because if we do, it's taking the work away from the abdominal muscles. Okay. Now, if you're getting to the floor and it's feeling okay, you can try taking that foot a little bit further away from you. It just challenges those core muscles a little bit more. So you can play around with this, you can adapt it, you can modify it to suit you and to suit how you're feeling on that day. Good. Okay, 4 more like this. Let's go for 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Keep the legs here for a moment, take the arms up, let's take it into our dead bug. So we're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to reach opposite arm and leg. We're going to come back on the in-breath. Next out breath, reach the other arm and leg. Good. And we're going to go for 10, really slow and controlled though. And 9. Good. For 8. And 7. For 6. 5. Slow and controlled, breathing out to reach away. Breathing into the turn, 1 more to each side. Good, last one here. Take the hands down, take the feet down, and let's reach the legs long. And reach the arms overhead if you can, or you can just reach them out to the side. Okay. Take a breath in. Tighten everything up, tighten the feet up, the legs up, clench those glute muscles, clench the fists, and then as you breathe in, just let everything relax. As you breathe out, rather. So breathing in, let's scrunch everything up, the feet, buttock muscles, the arms, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, just let it all relax. We'll do that once more, so breathing in, tighten everything up, tighten it all up. As you breathe out, just let it all relax back down. Good, okay, so take the arms back down. Roll onto your side nice and carefully. And just push yourself up. Sitting position. Go. Just let me know how you're feeling. Good. Or you can just give me a thumbs up if you can't quite reach your device. As long as I know everybody's okay. Barbara, you okay there? Good, excellent. How's everyone else feeling? Andrea? Good. Excellent, well done. That was really good. Any questions? Please feel free to stay on and ask me now.